Now looks and angles can be a little bit deceiving. So with the doorway, I actually changed the angle on it. It was more across, but when I actually look at it, you'll see it's more of an angle. Okay, so really what we're going to do, we're going to use several points to get, because this building isn't in a true perspective, in the sense that, you know, we could have, like for example, and we will do a tutorial on 2-point perspective building. So how that would work is you have a vanishing point. So somewhere in a distance over here somewhere would be a point, and that point would be where you pivot to get all your angles, you know, for your roof. Yeah, so you'd have it, but that could be over here, you know, way off camera somewhere. So, but we will do a tutorial on this. But in the meantime, because this building is so out of kilter, it's, you know, it's just about impossible. So we're going to have to sort of, like here for example, we're going to have to, and then that goes around there like that. So we're going to have to play it by ear, just wing it, and get it as close as we can. Now that said, as I say, I had to straighten up or I had to change the angle of that door because that was way out. And I say, looks can be deceptive. Right, so we know that we have a board coming down here, the weather board I'm talking about. Alright, so we know that that's sort of roughly the angle, and in the meantime we've got to sort of marry these up. So that's the angle there, but up here it's like that. So we're slowly going to just gradually bring them down, and I'm only going to come over to this part here because that's all, you know, you can see it's totally different to how it should normally be. So just take your time and just very lightly and just gradually, we're gradually just drawing this line down so it's not even noticeable. You see it's a bit wider there than what it is there, and you're not going to get it right first time. It doesn't matter. Now you see here, right on the cross there, there's a weatherboard coming down here, so that's where we're at. Now hopefully we're going to end up getting to the end here, and we should be just about right with the angle above the doorway there. And that's, yeah, see how it's come down? There you go, in there. There. Although this tends, it looks like here's our horizontal line, and it's come down. It actually looks like it's sort of dipping down. It's going to the extreme, the other side, and that's because it's sunk into the ground. You know, I mean, and the other thing too, of course, is that if you're standing, it's going to look different from wherever you're standing looking at this house. If you're actually at the place, at the property where this house is situated, if you were standing over here looking this way, it's obviously going to look different from looking where we are, and same as there. So these angles would be different, but how we're doing this is exactly how we're seeing it with this particular picture. Now it would appear that they're starting now to sort of come down a bit, the weatherboards. As I say, this is very unusual, but hey, it's an unusual building. Actually, I might rub that out a bit because I don't think it's really coming down that much. Well, it is here, yes, but there's not. So okay, I see what we've got. Yes, so these are staying on the same angle. And don't worry about all that. There's going to be a bit of graphite there because all that's going to be all shaded in, and that'll these little lines will add to it. So we're going to keep these going like that. And once again, I don't want to dwell too much on this because you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just showing you how I've sort of I've had to change. I've made a little bit of a. I want to keep that angle of that there, as you can see. The weatherboards are on the same angle as the bottom of that window. So we'll keep that right. It's very frustrating playing with perspective. And this here has come down this way. So I'm just lining it up with those. Okay, and now over here, we're going to do this freehand. And I'm just going to go with the line of these here. So one of the building is still standing. So we've sort of got that look. Now I want to take our grid line out. See what we think. Take that out. Brush away the crumb. Well, I hope you joined in and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. Now, the thing to remember with these drawings is that you don't want to rush them. You just want to take your time, and if you have to go over it, go over it. It's all part of the process. If you have to erase, erase it. But before you do erase anything, seriously erase, I mean, you've got to erase the odd line or something, but, if you think, oh, this is no good, and before you do that, before you get to that point, what you've got to do is you've got to get up and go for a walk. Or go and get a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, whatever it is. Something to take you away from what you're doing, because you can get so absorbed, and I know I do, that you forget the time. I put my timer on. I can go 40 minutes and then I stop. I make a point of stopping because you just have to. Now the other thing also is that it's your drawing. Don't expect it to look like my drawing or anyone else's. Don't compare. I tell my students, you don't compare. We're not in a race. It's your drawing. And it might not look the same as everyone else. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. It's not about getting things perfect. You know my saying, imperfection is in the eyes of the beholder, because it's true. So anyway, if you followed along, I'm glad you followed along. Now, we've got part 3 coming up shortly. And if you can get to the end of it, or if you do get to the end of it, you will feel very satisfied. You'll get a lot of satisfaction from it. Because I know you will, because I do. Alright? So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.